Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I want to talk about my top point guards in the 2021 NBA draft. Here's a little list, and I have down here two guys that I believe are point guards in college, but I don't think they'll be point guards. They'll be combo shooting guards in the NBA. So before we start today's video, I'd like you guys to look through my list and let me hear your opinions down below. What you guys think? So let's get right into this. And obviously, number one, Cade Cunningham. I have Sam Vecini right here saying he's a 6'8" playmaker, guys. He's a guy who averaged 20 points per game while shooting over 43%, not 43%, 40% from three. And he's so good that he's a multi-positional defender, okay? And he can help and switch on basically anybody. Like he says, is a total package. I got to see him play in person at Allen Fieldhouse. I go to KU, so it was pretty dope to see him in person. He was phenomenal, even though we beat their ass. Next up, I got Jalen Suggs, who he is the second most well-rounded prospect in here. He's not as physically dominant as Cade Cunningham, and I think Cade Cunningham is also a way better passer. Like Cade Cunningham has like that LeBron Ben Simmons-esque eyes behind their head, make plays on the move. While Jalen Suggs is all around a good defender, he can guard ones and twos with ease, maybe even some threes, and he has a real good skill. He can make passes, not as high as the level as Cunningham, but basically near there. Like Cunningham's at this has the potential to be a Hall of Fame passer, and I think Jalen Suggs is like an All NBA, passer. And he's very, very good at everything. The one thing we want to say that's wrong with him is he shot 33% from three, and I think that's very fixable. But he's going to be a guy who's going to be attacking the basket, drawing fouls, going to the free throw line. He has confidence in his shot, so he'll still be shooting a bunch of threes. He's a terrific athlete. He'll be dunking on people. He'll be initiating fast breaks. It'll be so much fun. 3, Josh Giddey. Averages 11, 7, and 7 as an 18-year-old in the NBL, okay? Yeah, he needs to tighten up his handle. He dribbles a little bit kind of like far from his body. Like you'd rather him be like dribbling a little harder and closer. Once he gets the ball stolen from him a few times, he'll get used to that, and he could improve as a 3-point shooter. He's right now probably, like, if he went over, he'd probably be like 32, 34 if we're lucky percent 3-point shooter. But he has the ability to be a secondary playmaker who is really a guy, like, I like him going to Oklahoma City Thunder to be him and Shea being the duo right there, because both of them I don't think are he could be a primary playmaker, but I see him better as a guy who's a very high role player, who's a starter, who is maybe like dropping like 12 15 points at most, grabbing like this. Literally his stat line he averages in the NBL maybe a 4 or 5 more points a game, but that could be his career stat line in the NBA. I know some people will say Bones Highland being 6'3", 373. Maybe this is just me loving what he did at the combine, but I think he has the most defensive potential, and just like I think he, out of the next group of guys, outside of the Josh Giddey, the top 3, I think he is a guy who might not be drafted as high as he should be. And he's a guy 6'7", 6'3", okay? 6'3" with a 6'7" wingspan, okay? Is what Cameron Payne is, okay? But I like butchered myself looking at this, but Bones Highland, you guys are probably gonna think I'm baked because I am. I'm so high right now. Bones Highland is a 6'9" wingspan. This is what I was trying to say. He's 6'3". He is tough as nails. Okay, he goes hard at defense, and he can hit the 3-point shot. Okay, he's gonna be a guy who comes in. People are like, "Who is this?" And again, I really like the idea of him going to Philadelphia 76ers. So imagine him just balling out there. I really like the idea of that. He's a guy that I think Cameron Payne, like what we see of this playoffs, is what Bones Highland can be, and a way better defender. Maybe even along the line of a poor man's peak Rajon Rondo with a 3-point shot. I'm just kidding. Sharif Cooper is a guy who is, he's a better passer than Bones Highland. And I think he's equally or even a better passer than Josh Giddey. And he, for being how small he is, 6'1", 165 pounds, he gets steals, but he's terrible at defense, and he's also terrible at shooting. So What you get here is a guy who's probably going to be, he'll need to develop that 3-point shot. But if he does, he's a confident guy. He'll be a guy I think who could average like 12 to 15 points a game while dishing out 6 or 7 assists off the bench, being like a 6-man. You'll never ask him to be doing defense, but he could be one of these new shooting and passing specific and have a couple other guys cover up for him on defense. Trey Mann might have a better career, but I think Sharif Cooper is more ready for the end. Nah, I don't know. I just like Sharif Cooper's the better passer, but Trey Mann's the better scorer, 40% from 3, and he averaged 16 points per game. He's going to be a guy like Sharif Cooper can put up buckets and stuff, but Trey Mann has the ability to be a guy who can score from all 3 levels, draw fouls, be a secondary playmaker, dishing 4 or 5 assists a game, and has the length to defend not only 1s and 2s, but even some 3s. He's 190 pounds. Imagine him putting 15, 20 more pounds on that frame. Oh, that's nice. And he's shown that he's able to read defenses. And again, good scoring and defensive play right here. Jared Butler, insanely good on-ball defender. Another person I got to see in person, and he can shoot it. And the Knicks are somebody who could get him. I have actually Jaden Springer going there, but Zach Harper over here likes the idea of having Rose, Quickly, and Butler as your guards there. And he's a good pick and roll guy. And I really like what he does. He's just a veteran. He knows to put things in. He's a junior, and he's 20 years old, only 6'3", 395 pounds. He's a guy who comes in ready to just shoot the ball and hit threes. He's never gonna set the world with passes or like being a passer. Like he'll probably have like 5 or 6 per game at most. I could see him being like the Kroger, the Sam's Club, the store brand version of Mike Conley. And then there's Miles McBride. He is so quick. Oh my God, laterally, and just he has this gear that he steps into, and you're like, whoa. And he just thrives. He's a guy who's a very decorated college player. Yeah, he's 6'2", 200 pounds, but he's way better at shooting than Sharif Cooper is. He's not as good as a passer as Sharif Cooper, but being that almost 6'3", he's a guy who averaged 17 points per game and shot 42% from 3 and could make those tough shots. And he was also all defense in the Big 12, which is generally, like, the Big 12 is a very good basketball conference. People underrate it. My final 2 are Daveon Mitchell, another person I saw, and he literally is the best two-way player in the country. Won National Defense Player of the Year, and he averaged over 20 points a game while shooting 45% from 3. His game is tailor-made for the NBA. Yeah, he's 6'2", 205 pounds. I see him being a shooting guard. I want the Kings to put him between, you got your starting guy, De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton, and then off the bench have Daveon Mitchell, and maybe when you want to run small ball, have 3 guards and then 2 big men playing at the power forward and center position, like one big man who can stretch the floor and block shots, and then just an old-fashioned rebounding and put back guy. I would like that for the Kings. Then Jaden Springer, I love him. He has that bully ball mentality that you see in Dillon Brooks, which we all love, and I think he could be a better and more efficient version of Dillon Brooks. A guy who can come in, be the most tenacious, aggressive mofo in there, using his 6'5" almost frame and his length and he was a 4 or 5 star, and he's just going to go there and pick. He's going to, and this is why Tom Thibodeau's going to love him, because he's going to be so aggressive and just be going at him. People, or whoever draft him, I want the Knicks to draft him, but I think whoever gets him, he's just going to be, maybe his 3-point shot won't be there. Maybe he won't be averaging over 15 points his rookie year. Maybe not even over 12. But he will be going, I think, at least a steal a game. So, Jaden Springer, Daveon Mitchell is my point guards who will be combo shooting guards in the NBA. McBride at 8, Butler at 7, Mann at 6, Cooper at 5, Highland at 4, Josh Giddey at 3, Jalen Suggs at 2, and Cade Cunningham at 1. Let me hear your thoughts down below, guys. Like and subscribe.